Hi everyone. Thank you so much to come here to our hack show. Still people coming, so thank you so much. Thanks to all the people is watching our hack show on streaming. And well, no, thank you so much to be here. No, so I mean just to start quickly. No, I assume that you all know who we are. We are a coding school, the first here in Spain. But I mean, let's talk about what did we do these last 8 weeks, and in total I think it's 400 hours, but probably more. So you can see the faces of these guys are really exhausted. So probably are more than 500. I mean, you can say, guys. So what we do, or what we did here, it was learn how to construct digital products. I mean, we have a really high focus on how to construct things, how to be practicing coding all the time, because we believe that this is the only way to learn and to become a master, not a monster. So things that we have learned, I mean, we have a really complete program. We have a lot of things divided on weeks, especially the first 6 weeks, but then they keep working and they keep practicing in their own projects. So, and these projects are the projects that you're going to see today. So I prefer to see all the contents explaining how did we learn. I mean, it was coding for 400 hours. I mean, it was a lot of coding. So they wake up thinking on coding, they go to sleep thinking on coding, and even me, I'm thinking on coding when I was preparing the presentation. So from whom? I mean, this is one of the best parts we have here. I see some teachers here, Andreas, and thank you so much. I'm sure all of you are watching us on streaming. So Lucas Cepeda, in the part of the first week, talking about HTML and CSS, and a part of JavaScript. Rafa from Spotify, talking about JavaScript. Rafa de Castro, Ruby and TDD from Fernando Diaz. Now Nisha, talking about advanced JS, and a lot of more teachers. Okay, so but another important part here, they are our TAs. I mean, great work from Sergio, sure, and Nick Smith. The TAs are a big important part in our boot camps because they stay all 12, 14 hours per day, helping our guys in their day-to-day, in their code, trying to help them if they got stuck. So they are really important for us, and thank you so much. I'm sure they are super exhausted, but they are, I mean, they are amazing. So thank you so much. Our mentors, I mean, in the last two weeks, they are working on their own project. So they have each of them, they have a mentor assigned, and they can work with them to focus their projects, to decide the scope of their projects. I mean, they are really important in their projects. So thank you so much. I mean, to all the people and to all the mentors. Our talks, I mean, in all the weeks we try to have here people talking. Like today, we have here Mark from Social Point to have our keynote. But yeah, no, I mean, here's a list. I probably forgot someone, so really sorry. But some of the talks we had in the last 8 weeks. Here, no, I tried to put together all the logos of the companies that of people, teachers, mentors, talks that were helping here. No, the first was Chink, but Mars Base. So they are all really important to all the the value that they generate in each point of the education of these super students. So thank you so much. Then, I mean, this is a big question, no? Probably a lot of people is looking the hack show trying to realize if they could learn that. I would say, I think yes, no? There's just these 4 things that you have to do, and it's easy. I mean, you have to apply, first of all, because it's important. Then you have to pass our process. I mean, we have a process of 2 interviews. It's really important because we have just 15 slots in each bootcamp. So we want to have here the best, the more motivated people, the more hard worker people. So, and I think we got with these amazing guys. Then you have to pass the pre-work. I mean, it's a lot of work you have to do at home. You have our supports. We have the checkpoints that we do weekly. You have to do at your home, but I mean, you have to pass. It's super mandatory. And then the last, you have to pass the 8 weeks. I mean, again, no, it's super exhausted, but I mean, it's worth. What are you going to see today? So they represent, I mean, they not just present, they represent the 5 top projects. I mean, that is a big important thing because they all made a really, really, really big effort. So guys, congratulations. I mean, again, congratulations because it was amazing to me personally to be here, being the lead of that bootcamp. So congratulations, no? And yeah, sure, you deserve. And now I want to call you one per one and get your certificate. There is your T-shirt. You were asking all the bootcamp for your T-shirt. The big joke is the T-shirts were all the time on the class, but you didn't see the T-shirts. So here you have your T-shirts. So let's go. I'm going to go to present one-on-one, and you get your T-shirt. Probably it's not yours, but then you can you can change. So, Aslam, the first one. Congratulations. Prepare, all the students, get prepared here. The next one, Ben. Congratulations, our French guy. Next one, Kat. Congratulations, our Australian girl. Congratulations. One kiss, just. Dario, our international guy. Congrats. Eduard, our Catalan guy, lazy guy. Congrats. The next one, Elena, our girl, super girl. Congrats. Jane, our international. Congrats. Jonathan is not here because he's sick, but a big clap for him. Another one, Jordi. Congrats. Where is Jordi? Jordi is taking photos. Don't worry, Jordi. I'm waiting you here. Jose Luis. Congratulations. Great man. Another one. Kiko Beats, our beatboxing guy. Congratulations. We have to practice next time. Christian. Congrats, man. Oscar, the youngest here. Congrats, man. Ricard, congratulations as well. Thank you, man. Roger, from the Basque Country. He's upstairs. So well, thank you so much. Ancheviesimo, the last one. Our musician. Thank you. And then, as I mentioned, our TAs, you have a T-shirt as well, so thank you so much. For Nick, and for you. Okay? So, next one, remember our keynote. Mark, thank you so much. We have a T-shirt here for you. Probably it's not that one, but thank you so much. So remember, we start now with the 5 best projects. Oscar, you can start preparing your computer. We start now with the 5 best projects, I mean the most complete projects. And then we have the mark keynote. So good luck, and
Hi, my name is Oscar. I'm from Tarragona. I'm 17 years old, and I started programming like when I was 14 or 15 years old with HTML, CSS, and with Objective-C for iOS applications. My idea is goes lost. The idea comes to me when I was coming to IronHack. I was in Passeig Sant Joan, and I see the dogs, and I think what happened if I lost my dog. So in Spain, every year, 10,000 pets are lost in Spain, and the chip is not convenient. The reasons for that is that the chip only can be scanned by a veterinary, and when you find a dog, you don't have this machine. You don't have this machine. And the other thing is that when you lost the dog in another community, the registers are per community. And if you lost the dog in another, there is no method to identify the dog. The product is a web page available for desktop and mobile devices that have two principal characteristics. The first, that is the alerts, where a user can create an alert and with the information of the dog, and he can share this information in the social networks, and he can print the PDF poster. And the other characteristic is that in the collar of the dog, there is a QR code that with a mobile phone you can scan it, and you will, the owner of the dog receive an email notification with all the information of the dog and how to contact with the owner, and the owner also receive an email notification. The technology that I use for this project is in the front end. I use HTML5, CSS3, SAS, Bootstrap, and jQuery. In the back end is a Ruby on Rails app hosted on Heroku, and I used the Dropbox API to avoid that Heroku deletes the images, the Mapbox API because for me it's better than Google Maps API, and the best practices that I tried to follow during this project is the TDD with RSpec, agile development, continuous integration, and responsive web design. The first that you see when you enter in the page is the welcome page, and you can go to the alerts where you see the last alerts created, and you can sort these alerts and search the alerts by name of the dog or the location. In the alert, you can see the information of the dog, where the dog was lost, when, and the information of contact of the owner. You can print a poster with the information of the owner and where the dog was lost. And to do this, first you have to create an account by accepting the mail of confirmation, and you will be able to create a new dog. Then, in the profile of the dog, you can create an alert or see the collar that has all the locations of where the collar was scanned. This is an example of collar where when someone scans the collar, the latitude and longitude of the mobile are saved in the database and is notified to the owner of the dog. To sum up, in definitive, Ghost Lost helps owners find their pets by creating colors and providing scannable QR codes. This is the advantages that have with the normal chip. And I have to do the thanks. I have to thanks to my mentor, Nisha, to help me with all the project, to Xavi to make me the logo, and the teacher assistants to solve me the problems that I have during the project. And if someone have any question?
Come on, guys, some questions. We have here a microphone. Who is the first one?
Is it true that the location you display...
Just to ask here, sorry, for the streaming.
Is it true that location you displayed on the map during the demo is the office of Xing Spain?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Oscar, and congratulations. Next one to present is Ricard Solé. It's yours. So start thinking about questions.
I don't know what the project, but please ask. Okay. So, first a little bit about me. I'm Ricard Solé. I'm from Barcelona, 23 years old, and I come from university where I dropped out, and then I went to another degree, also dropped out until I found my love story with IronHack. I like sports a lot. I like being a team player. I like keeping in touch with people who I've been a team with, which is one of the reasons of the focus of the project. And I really like JavaScript and Ruby, which is the reason I chose the technologies I am using. So start off by what is it actually? It's just somewhat of a phone book, a way to keep track of where are they now, like the thing you would have in your yearbook or in your reunions and stuff. And what it's not is another social platform. Like, I'm not trying to step over the toes of Zing or LinkedIn or Facebook groups or anything like that. It's something different. I'm not trying to have posts or direct messages, or it's just a way to know where all your old classmates are. For instance, if I wanna hire someone for a startup, I'm probably gonna look first at where my teammates are, and maybe look if I can hire them first, not go at LinkedIn or Zing or whatever. Why? There's a lot of alumni network options already, but most of them are pretty bloated. They try to do too many things. They try to be like a Facebook for alumni, or they try to have too much stuff that you don't actually need. All I want is to know where are they now. And so that's a little bit of the Unix mentality. Just do one thing and do it very well. Don't try to do too many things. Of course, you can always build on top of that, but so yeah. And also, I found one that's open source and it sucked. So, and I'm an open source kind of guy. The stack I'm using, it's AngularJS for the front end, Rails for the back end, PostgreSQL, and material design by Google. If you guys have seen the latest Google I/O, they introduced a new material design for the Android L version that they're going to release, and it seems that everything is going this way, from the previous rounded buttons and everything to flat design and now to material design, and it seems it's more appealing to the user because it gives like more real feedback. And Gravatar for the images, because I didn't really want to mess up about uploading pictures, and many of my classmates have had issues with that. Tools to help me develop, besides Sublime Text or Vim or whatever. I'm using a Kanban-like board, which I've been using a lot and really trying to follow the agile methodology. It kind of fell through the last few days because I was just swamped by work. Git and GitHub has been really useful because my Kanban board were GitHub issues with specific labels. I even have an epic label, which means I have to break it down in little tasks. And Faker for randomizing, like instead of having test users that be user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, I want to have real sort of people. And I had some challenges, well, many challenges, but the biggest ones were really, Rails is not thought out to use front end and the back end, and as long as you follow the Rails way, everything's going to work fine. But if you want to use a front end, it's harder. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's harder. So that's device and Angular has been a challenge. End-to-end relationships are always harder than belongs to and has many. That's also a big challenge. And then not using the registration as device tells you to, which is someone signs up. And the way I wanted to do it is an admin gives a list of emails, and they get and those emails get an email confirming and setting up their password and everything. And that was also somewhat of a challenge. And of course, having 2 decks was also a challenge. So where are we headed? I'd like to. I have as data models. I have members, employers, and courses or bootcamps or whatever you want to call them. And I'd like to be able for a member to say, hey, we are connected to Zing, for example, and I'd like to work at Zing, so put me in contact with someone at Zing or Wacky or any of those kind of places. And maybe I'd like to also try Neo4j because this application really works on networks and connections and how am I connected to someone and the degrees of separation, which makes more sense to me to use or try Neo4j than just relational database, but it was out of the scope in 2 weeks. So, and then some performance optimization stuff. And data models, I talked about that. And I'll do a little bit of demo, like to show how it works. So as I said, I'm using material design, and if you haven't seen it, it's this. The idea is when you look at the app, you want to think, what is this made of? And these things look like they're made of paper, sort of. And that's the reasoning behind Google doing material design and paper elements and stuff. So when you first come into, where's my cursor? Okay, so when you first come into the app, let's sign out. You see this. Ideally, you would have your own color scheme and your icon and everything. So we sign up with my user, and you get here, which is a listing of all the members. Still, pagination has still to be done, and you can filter by either bootcamp, which are all random generated except these ones that I just created today, and by employer. So, yeah. And, whoops. Yeah, and you can clear them as expected. And then you can go to your profile. You can add an employer, and if it doesn't exist, it'll find it. Or if it exists, it'll find it. Otherwise, it will create it. And your email and summary and everything, and password. And then you can also go with courses, which you can give a custom color scheme. Like, for instance, web for me was green. So it's a card element. If you use Android, this should look similar in Google Now. And then there's the admin panel, which is the part that still needs a lot of work because it doesn't have any styling. I mean, the functionality is there, but it still needs some styling. So the idea is I want to create a course, another in August. Let's do Miami. And you have web and mobile, which you can define the kinds of courses you have, like engineering degree or any sort, and submit. And then you give an email list. Like, for instance, we can give someone who has a Gravatar. I'm always using the same example, and when you submit, the user would get, where's the, well, it hasn't opened, well, it gets an email and you confirm and everything. And then, yeah, and that's it for that. And finally, I'd like to give big thanks to, I was going to say the names really fast, but I'm going to mess up, so I'm not going to do it. So all the IronHack members, the TAs, the teachers who've been awesome. The TAs have been awesome as well. And especially Xavi, because I don't think this course would be as awesome as it is without the figure of Xavi, who's kind of a troll as well. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yeah.
Just out of the curiosity, how did you solve the authentication?
Yeah. So I found an Angular module by a company whose name I can't recall. And it was already working almost working out of the box. I had to fix some stuff, and I'm working on sending a pull request to fix some issues. But yeah, I found just you set a token on the cookies and for the XSRF verification and stuff, so Rails doesn't complain, and yeah. But ideally, the front-end app would be served from a different project. I wouldn't serve it from Rails. My goal is to serve it from somewhere else, have Rails as an API, and then it would have the front-end served from an Node.js server or Sinatra server or something else. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Because I thought, okay. The question was, how did you have the idea to make this project? So the idea was, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have all these sorts of things, but I don't think that's good enough for what I wanted, which is keep in touch with people who I care a lot about and who I trust, which is the most important thing when you want to hire someone. You want to hire someone who you can trust, and I think I would trust all 15 other members. And the thing is, I didn't want to do something that was really big, because what makes apps really click with people is something simple. Like, why is Tinder so popular? Like, all you do is swipe left, I swipe right, or swipe left, and that's it. And chat with someone. Twitter is the same. You just tweet stuff. You don't have too much interaction. So for me, it didn't make much sense to add a lot to it. I mean, if you want to chat, just go on Facebook, right? Or go on Google+. Why did Google+ not get as much traction as other things? Because it has so many things and it's so awesome, but that's one of the main problems. Like WhatsApp, for instance, is really popular because it's foolproof. It doesn't have, you just type a message and send. And so I think that's one of the reasons, yeah.
Thank you so much, Ricard. Congratulations. So the next presentation is Christian Kivik.
Hi. My name is Christian. I come from Barcelona, but I study now in Norway for 4 years. I study industrial engineering, and I have a minor in computer science. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about why I joined IronHack, and also a little bit about my final project. So, why IronHack? I've always been interested in entrepreneurship, on building projects and stuff. And every time I tried to build something with the theory and the knowledge I learned from university, I failed. I had this crazy idea in class. I would go home, look a couple of tutorials, start building, and then I would reach a wall. It was impossible to jump over. It was impossible. I tried many, many times. And in the end, I said, okay, Christian, I have to find a way of getting all the knowledge I need. I saw IronHack, I did a lot of research, and I said, okay, this is perfect. And to be honest, it's been amazing. Now I have a full stack knowledge. I can put any idea I have into a more or less working prototype in very, very fast. So I'm very satisfied in that sense. I'm also crazy about music. I love music. You can ask anybody in the bootcamp. I love to sing. When I code, I have music on. They shut up, man, because I mumble without realizing. And it's just something. I like to guess songs I hear. When the radio, I hear a song, and I'm like, with my sisters, I'm like, hey, this is Juanes. No, this is Estopa. No. I'm very competitive also. I like to play games as well. Everything that is, I don't know, being better than others, is like motivates. I don't know why. And so I wanted to do something with these two things, music and also competition, and a little bit with these. And then I was thinking, okay, how can I want something where I can compete with others to prove that I'm the boss with music. I looked in the internet, nothing. It didn't exist. I mean, there's quizzes, but quizzes are very general of Beethoven and classical music. There's no platform that allows you to create your own music quizzes. So I decided to build it. It's called the Quiz App, and it's very simple. It's a platform where users can challenge each other by testing their music knowledge and by creating their own quizzes. You choose your songs you want to test others with. It has 3 functions. You create quizzes, you play the quizzes, and you get a score, and you share the quizzes with other people. It's very, very simple. So what is a music quiz? It's a little bit abstract. It's just very simple. You get a song playing in the background, you get a time limit, normally 10 seconds, and you get 4 options, and you have to choose one. It's very, very simple. So it's many of these type of questions. So let's see a live version. Okay. So this is how it would look when you log in to the page. I'm already logged in as Kivik. You have here different quizzes I have created. So you can edit this one, for example. You can see the questions I've included. It's the same question for all of them, the album work, the 4 options. Okay, but in this case, I want to create a new one. So let's see, demo 3. So then, okay, Juan, I love Juanes, Okay, la camisa negra, I love it. Okay, oy. And then so what you do, you put the question or artist, okay, I'm gonna do it again, it was very fast. So, estopa, okay? You search for the artist you want to include. I want to have Tu Calorro. And then I have to make 3 wrong answers, okay? So I'm lazy, it does it for me. It takes 3 options from other songs of estopa and it puts them in the fields. If not, you can do it yourself as well. And then I create the question. Okay, so I have here the question with the album work, the 3 options. Let's put another song. Linkin Park. Linkin Park, Linkin Park, okay, like that. In the end, the first one, okay, create question, and just the last one, Shakira, yes. Okay, la la la. Okay, here I get the same answer, so I have to, it's not perfect. Hips don't lie. And for example, I don't know, Colombia, I invented, it doesn't matter. It's just the fake answers, yeah? I create a question. So now I have a quiz with 3 questions. So now there's 2 options, play or lunch quiz party. We'll start with a normal play. So you get the song, yeah? You have to choose. Tu Calorro. Correct, yeah? So next one. I don't know. Which one? Okay, it was wrong, yeah? And it's the last one. I'm very nervous. I don't know what to choose. The time is running off, and it also gets wrong, yeah? And then I get 1 out of 3. Okay. So that's this. Hostia. Let me just... Okay. Yeah, so that's that part. What technologies did I use? I used HTML, like everyone, CSS, JavaScript. I used Spotify API. Everything with the music and the artwork, the information of the songs is interacting with the Spotify API. I'm using the 30-second free preview of the song, so I'm not paying anything. It's just free. I'm using Postgres SQL in the backend for the database, and Rails, and some Bootstrap for the design. Best practices, I wanted to test a lot. I didn't have a lot of time. I only tested the models with RSpec, and I tried to follow like a agile loop. I was having very early a more or less working prototype, and then adding features and improving design. I added the loading bar, the time limit, the alerts, etc., etc. And GitHub to push and commit a lot as much as possible. The other challenge, I didn't want people to play alone. I wanted to be able to host the quiz, and you guys, with your phone, you log in, and you play with me. That was my dream. That was my dream. And it was complicated because how do you connect these people at the same time in one place? It was a little bit technically challenging. I wanted to do it have a server in a browser, but it was too complicated. So in the end, I just used a database. People connect. I save it in a database. It takes a little bit more time, but it works. I'll show you a working prototype now. So let's try multiplayer. So now, I don't know, does anybody have their smartphone out? Okay, or she has one. I need 7, 8 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 7 because I don't want to test more. 8 is safe. 8 is safe. Yes. Shakira, yeah. So we do edit. We go to edit, and then we go to launch quiz party. Yeah. So now the people can join here in bit.ly/quizapp. You go to this link and you put your Twitter username. Okay, you can see people are joining. They have the picture, the avatar. So 4 people. Okay. Don't be shy. Only 4 people? No, 5. Okay, 6. Okay, don't get too excited. No more. Okay, 3 more, 4 more, 4 more. 4 more. No, ya está. Okay. No, yeah. Hey. Okay. Start. You get the answer, the color, you have to press on the button. You can see the people answering. So 7 people answered. Okay, next question. Okay, you can see how many answers we have there. Eight. Okay, if you don't answer now, you're okay. It's a classic. So you get an idea. Everybody's competing against everyone. Last one. Okay, 5 seconds. There's 1 left. Okay. And in the end, you will get the ranking here. So we have Joe Lovely. Who's the winner? Ole! Well, there's many winners. Okay, Celeduk sucks. He doesn't know his music. Okay.
There's a T-shirt for you.
That's it. That's my product. I just wanted to say thank you before. Thank you to all my classmates. This has been very, very helpful. It's been a crazy ride. Thank you to the TAs, Sergio and Nick, who's not here, and thank you, Xavi, as well, for being here and supporting everyone. So, any questions or? Thank you.
What are your plans with that? Because I think this could actually work as a thing people would use.
Yeah, I mean, there are already platforms existing with questions where you answer with the phone. That exists. It's nothing revolutionary, but I haven't seen it with music. So I don't know. I didn't think of business model when I did this. I was just thinking something fun and something more interactive. Maybe, I don't know. I work a little bit more, maybe launch it and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it would be worth it.
Yeah. Okay. You invest in me or maybe? Okay.
I wish I could.
Congratulations, it's a very fun project. Did you think on integrating with more social networks, like Facebook, for example?
Yeah, definitely. They were also giving me the feedback before. I didn't have time to implement it, but obviously when you finish, it would be very cool if you had like an input where you can say, maybe challenge Twitter or like challenge whoever with Twitter name or challenge whoever with email, where you can send a quiz with a URL and they can play and you can compare scores or something. Yeah, it's it's a good idea.
Good.
Well, congratulations also. Facebook started as a social network, but now it's making money by gaming. Do you talk with Spotify to try to realize that and try to gamify their product?
No, I haven't spoken. I'll maybe speak to Rafa tomorrow or something. He was a teacher who was from Spotify, but maybe I'll look into it, yeah. Thank you.
A nice project, yeah.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Christian. So now our guy from Malaga, Huelva, our Spanish guy.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So, my name is Ben, and I will present my final project, what I did after 8 weeks in IronHack. It's not working. It's the direct is number. Ahora. Okay, so we begin. It's time. So first of all, I want to thank all people, like everybody do before. I think the team of IronHack is very amazing, and it's an amazing course. If someone can do it, you just have to apply and make it, because I think it's very nice. It's the best way to learn, and it's very important. And keep learning, and it's very nice. So my history, I come from France, not from Huelva. Que yo no soy de Huelva. First of all, I did the ISA BTP. It's a school of civil engineering in France, in Basque Country. I worked during 6 years doing huge projects like a jail, a prison, and I have a Spanish record with a system of construction of bridge. But conclusion: after 6 years working, what I become Excel master. I was only doing Excel sheets, only sheets. It was column, row, column, and doing things like that. Very, very, very boring. It was not best things. So I think it was time to change. But they fired me. It was a good opportunity to change. So I changed to the construction, to the development, web development. But I think it's better like this, because I will not come back to the construction. I think it's finished for me. So today, Mega Construcciones, I will present my final project. It's Happy Flatmates. Flat sharing can be an amazing experience. I passed 6 months in Huelva sharing flats with amazing guys, and it was a very, very amazing experience. But it could be not be an experience. It could be awful with dirty place, very noisy. very annoying experience. So for that I use more or less technologies, but what I learned in IronHack, JavaScript, HTML, all that thing, like the same that my other classmates. But I want to focus about how I did the project, like how I follow, what the road I follow. So for that, I try to test a lot of things. I don't test everything because I don't have time and it was difficult to do it. But I try using GitHub, like making repo and commits, a lot of commits, and try to make agile to be agile. You have to be very difficult to follow this too, but I focus about the functionality of the app is what I need when I'm chairing a flat, what functionality I need. I will explain why I think it's important. And feature map, it's my backlog. I did it there with my tickets and to have something like that. So the methodology was to make a functionality, a feature, and make it by looking like it's working. Like I make something and it's working. Okay, it's working. I can use it, so it's nice. I have a project, but it's fine. What is Amplified made? So it's for solving the problems for chain on flat. One thing is the time organization is very important in flat. So when people take shower, things like that, scheduling the cleaning task, because if you're not scheduled, nobody do nothing. And keeping track key dates like the birthday, the party, all the things. When someone coming, when you leave a flat, and you can keep track of that things. The shopping list, I think it's very important. If you are changing oil, onions, more things like cleaning products, I think it's important to know what you have to buy for the flat at each moment, and wherever you are, and it's very important. But okay, but if I'm buying something for the flat, I think the money is important because we have to make balances every month or every week or something like that. It's very important because if I'm paying other things, the other guys are not paying nothing. So, but let's happy flatmate come for you and say you how many money you have to pay or something like that. So I make a simple example, my free flatmates of Huelva. So I pay €5 at the end of the month, Giovanni 15 and Colin 14. So the backend is, first of all, is calculating the average of per user, the amount they pay for each user, and making the balances. So I'm negative with €15. Giovanni minus €5, and Colin have to receive €20. So the backend now it's calculating and getting the extreme position. Like if we are more flatmates, it will be the more have to pay with the more have to get the money. So I have to pay €15 to Colin. So Colin get the €15 and Giovanni have to pay €5. So with three people with that example, it's very simple to make it. But when you are 5, 4 with decimal numbers, it's more complicated and we have to pass more time. So Pflat may make it for you. So now it's time for a demo. This is a sort of landing page, like you can register. So I will log in. So when you log in, the first thing you will see is the dashboard of the flat. It's a single page application. It's focused about to know all you need very quickly and get the information very quickly. So you get the calendar, like the calendar. If I go down, I have the hack show, so I can create events. After have a drink, I think I need. So it's creating the events. Oh. So your a list of, you can display the list of next events. You can access to the shopping list. So the flat needs detergent oil. Well, I go to the supermarket. I bought the oil and the water. I bought it. So it disappears the current list. You know, it's each moment what you have to pay. You can have products also. So the next part is more for desktop. The first part was more for the mobile application, and this part more for desktop because it's quite more complicated, but not too much. But so you can see the bills of the month, of the current month. You can add a new one. I pay the internet, 20 euros. And then I paid it. So it's getting more bills. And the right side, you get the last balances of the month, the last month, so the month of July. So you're getting all people like Christian have to pay all this money of all that people because Christian is a simpa. Yeah. For sure, and cats also have to pay, and it's calculating all the things. So it looks like very simple, but there are a lot of model and database and very relational project. It was quite difficult, and the calculation to calculate the amount of what each person have to pay was quite difficult, and I want to thank you, Ashlam, that he helped me, and nice. So I want to finish with questions and with a quote of Leonardo DiCaprio. It's quite funny, but it's very nice. So now I've just got to maintain my passion for what I do, because I think it's very nice what I learned here, and I want to work for this, and I think it's amazing. I want to follow this way, and that's all. Any question? Nobody?
Yeah, I actually really like it. It's interesting. I used to do exactly this same project. Yeah, only I just didn't finish it, but it looks really nice. I like it.
I was thinking to make it in Excel, but since Xavi said me in Excel, Visual Basic, you know, it's better to do it with Rails and think more advanced. Thank you for your attention.
Next project, Cat Burton.
Hi everyone, lucky last I guess. My name's Kat Burston. I'm originally from Melbourne in Australia, but I've been living in Europe for the last 2.5 years or so. I've been working as a consultant in Germany. I've just moved to France, quit my job. Consulting's not the industry for me, but I think web development might be the place where I feel more comfortable. So I'd like to introduce you to my project, but first I want to introduce you to the inspiration behind my project. This is Tom, my boyfriend. He likes 3 things best in life: bicycles, travel, and coffee. But there's a problem with that, because when we travel, and we like to ride our bicycles when we travel, or we like to rent bicycles, he's a bit too tall for the average bike. He's almost 2 meters tall, and the average rental bike is just inappropriate for him. He actually cannot ride one. So I was thinking, how can I help solve this problem for him and for other people who may need specialty bikes because they have children that they want to take with them, or perhaps they have a bad back and they need a special recumbent bicycle. And there are people where you travel who have these bicycles available. Maybe they don't use them all the time. So what should we do? Town Bikes is an Airbnb-style platform for specialty bikes. What do I mean by a specialty bike? I mean bikes for families, recumbent bikes, mountain bicycles for people who like boingy boingy riding, as Tom calls it. Perhaps you're a traveling clown, or you wanted Dutch-style backfeeds for your kids to take them with you when you're exploring a new city. So to take you through some of the technology that I used, like most people, I built it on Ruby on Rails because that's what we've just learned. And before IronHack, I had very little back-end experience. I used several gems, most importantly, geocoder and Gmaps for Rails, which helped me take location details from users and turn that into coordinates, so that you can search nearby coordinates for other people's bicycles. So I'll give you an example of that in a minute. And some lessons that I learned while doing the back end: test everything. I didn't always follow this, but I think it's a good practice and one that I want to return to when I do some more work on the project. My mentor, Andreas, gave me some very good advice. He said, you don't have to test code that you don't have. And what he means is that the more simple the code is, the more streamlined it is, the fewer tests you have to write, because you can be more confident that the tests you've written, the code you've written, is solid. The other thing I think is very important is that gems don't solve problems. You can use all the gems you want, but sometimes you need to really dig deeper into what the problem is and solve it yourself. In the front end, I decided to use a CSS framework called Foundation. It's really clean and simple. And because we were under a lot of time constraints, I wanted to use something that would help me to do things fast and with minimum problems. And I found that Foundation was the suitable solution for me, rather than perhaps Bootstrap, which was another popular framework. Foundation also comes with an icon font, which I used for notifications. The photography used on the site is all mine, and I used jQuery as well to make some slicker features. And the lessons I learned here was focus on functionality. Functionality is what will keep your users coming back to your site and using it more often. I used a grid layout, and I would like to go back to some of the styling and make it more responsive. Some other tools that I used, I was encouraged to use Travis for continuous integration. Now I'm very proud of my build passing button on GitHub. GitHub saved my life several times when I thought I'd done something that I couldn't undo and just went back to the previous commit. I used Trello to organize my workflow, to maintain progress. So I could work on more than one thing at once, but still know that I was progressing through my application. I deployed onto Heroku, and I would also say that my mentor Andreas was a big helpful tool for me. He would send me issues on GitHub that I had to respond to, and gave me lots of helpful comments. What am I most proud of in the app? So this is this is a screenshot of it. I really liked that users can reserve a bicycle, but the reservation has to be approved by the owner. The location search is pretty slick. The mailers, you can see up the top there, these get sent out with a gem called SendGrid. So on Heroku, you will actually receive emails. The notification icons in the navigation bar took me a little while, but I got there in the end. And the filters on reservation, types of reservation, and the status of reservations. So I'll just go straight into showing you how it looks on my local machine. This is how a search looks. So here I'm searching for locations or bicycles in Copenhagen. And I can see on the map that I have 3 locations on the map, and I can look through them here as well, see what people have. And I can also click through to the bicycles that catch my eye on specific locations. So if I wanted to, if I'm a bicycle owner and I have a notification up here that says I have pending reservations, this means people have reserved my bikes or they've requested to. And I need to respond to that within a certain time frame. And here I can see all the reservations that people have on my different bicycles. I can also see which ones I have as I've requested to borrow somebody else's bicycle. Listing a bicycle is super easy. You just fill in a few things, toggle some switches, upload a photo if you want to. And this is the homepage that you see. You see some recommendations of places that already have bicycles there. And that's pretty much the functionality of the application at the moment. It's very simple. It does one thing. You can find a bike, you can reserve it, and you can approve it. There are lots of things that I'd like to do to improve it. I'd like improved validation. I made the decision very early on not to focus on the information that people give me, to just assume that they're going to give me the correct information. Obviously, this is not ideal if it's going to go live, but for a 2-week project, I figured I should just focus on the really important things. I think search filters would be a really great feature so that people can search for different accessories that they're looking for. Perhaps they need a child seat or they need helmets. I'd like to have user messages, so people can send each other messages entirely through the application in an Airbnb style. I'd like to have the map more responsive, handle transactions, and have smarter reservation management. I think the next biggest feature would be an availability calendar for bicycles. At the moment, you can't see if a bicycle has already been reserved. You can only not reserve it. I think it would also be great, so something Tom and I would do is perhaps rent one bike for him from somebody and another bike from somebody else for me. But to handle that transaction in a single action would be terrific. So that's all from me, but as the last person to speak, I really wanted to, on behalf of all of the students, give Xavi a real shout out. The TAs, Sergio and Nick, you've been incredible. All our teachers, Andreas, I can't thank you guys enough. It's been a blast. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And questions?
No, thanks. Bye.
So clear. So clear. Yeah. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Do I do a mic drop?
Sí, sí. Okay, so thank you so much. Let's go with our special keynote, sorry, from Mark. But first, while my computer need to be restarted, I want to really thanks to the people from the MOB, the makers of Barcelona. It's the space where this bootcamp is running. I mean, we are starting in 15 days the next cohort, the next edition. There's here people from the next edition. So thank you so much to the MOB, to Laura and Cecilia for being our host, to all the people that is working here on the MOB, because they were being really patient with us, and it's an amazing space. You can look, the website is MOB. Do you remember the URL? So, well, you want to say something?
Yes, I do. First of all, do I get a t-shirt too? Well, no, I'm just going to say thank you. Well, I'm Laura, commander at MOB. Hi. Welcome and nice to meet you all. I want to say thank you to IronHack for trusting us to host this amazing program where they have been, I can tell you, coding. And I hope you had a great time here, guys. And I want to say congratulations for your amazing work here, like working crazy hours. And just now, very briefly, what's MOB? We're a community of professionals aimed to innovation, creativity, design, technology, entrepreneurships. And well, we do events, workshops, panels, and people is welcome to join our space and they can use it. We call it as a mental gym. So you come here and you use the space and how much you want and the way you want. And we have been running for 3 years now. And just last thing, we opened a Fab Cafe in March. Do you know what is a Fab Cafe? Yes, no? Well, so we were the first one in Europe. There is another one in Tokyo, another one in Taipei. And a Fab Cafe is half coffee shop, half laboratory of digital fabrication. So in October, we are gonna start running workshops about how to 3D model, how to use 3D printers. So you are more than welcome to join and see and try and make with us. Thank you.
Great. So now, let's start with Mark. Let me check. Hmm?
Okay, hello everybody. First of all, congratulations to all these projects that has been presented. I have enjoyed a lot seeing all of them. I can see a lot of talent in everybody and also a lot of energy, no? So congratulations, and also congratulations to the IronHack organization, because it looks like this has been a lot of productive days, and also that you enjoy a lot, no? So looks very fun. Also, thanks for inviting me. It's quite a challenge to come here and try to say something interesting to all these talented people, no? But well, I had the luck of being part of a, I think, interesting project like Social Point. So I think I can tell you something that maybe can be useful for your future. So, sorry. Yes, now, hello? Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Mark, I'm CTO on Social Point. Like all of you, I'm a developer, or I started being a developer. I started computer science here in Barcelona. Then I joined an engineering company, which was CTEP. In this company was where I learned the difference between studying in a university and working in a company, no? I think for you, you will not feel this difference because what you do has been a real project during a lot of time, and I know how hard it is thinking a project, doing it, and closing it. I don't know what happens. So yeah, after working at this company, I had the opportunity of joining the Social Point founders. This was like 4 years ago. This was like quite a risk because I was having a good job with a good salary, and I changed this for working in a company for free. No? The company was just started, was making no money, so we had to work for free until we made money. No? So every year things went well, we started growing, and this year we expect to make $100 million of revenues. So I think I made a good choice, or I had luck at least. So what is Social Point? Social Point is a social gaming company. We do games now for mobile, but we started doing it for Facebook. I didn't touch anything. Yeah, so Social Point, social gaming company. We're in Barcelona. We are 220 people. And right now we have 2 hits in mobile. 2 hits, I mean, 2 games that are in the top 50 top grossing ranking applications worldwide. And I would define the Social Point as a young, transparent, agile, flexible. I can no longer say a startup because people complain when I say we're a startup. But I would say we have a startup feeling, no? We are like quite a big family. We are transparent. We try to, everybody knows everybody else. So what I wanted to show you, to explain you, what I wanted to explain you is a bit the different phases where Social Point went through and what we have learned in every phase, no? What we have learned, what mistakes we did. So the company started with a game that was Public Stars. This game was based in an idea that I thought, well, the founders thought would be very good, which was the people played while seeing advertisements, seeing videos. No? So we had to deal with big brands like IKEA, Coca-Cola, to make them pay us, so we show their videos to the users. The game worked good for the users. We had a lot of traffic, but it was very difficult to combine the brandings, the brands, so the project failed. Failing itself is not a problem. I mean, companies fail, and you must learn from these failures and get up, no? But the problem here was that it took us 2 years to realize that we had failed. So I think we did 2 main mistakes. The first was to start with a very big project, very complex project. And the second one was that even if the project had worked, it was very difficult to scale. It had a lot of manual processes. We had to have a lot of salespeople to talk with the brands. So I think it's always good to have a project that scales by itself. So after 2 years, we did the first strategic change. This change was stop doing this big game and start doing much more simple games. These games are casual games, and basically are games where you play a mini game, you do a score, and this score goes to a ranking. For example, in this game, you just must kick a dog as far as possible. No? Very silly, but people enjoy with these things. So these games were very quick to develop. We did like 25 games in a year. And when you do 25 projects, one of them must work. No? So this is the key. If you do small things and you do a lot, there are a lot of chances of being successful. These games were advertising based, so they had banners, typical advertising networks. And they allowed us to be profitable for the first time. So the learning is try a lot and you will succeed. No? Don't start with something very complex, with a very crazy idea, but something very simple and very specific. And also we learned that internet applications can scale very fast. We reached 7,100 million DAUs in 6 months. But we had to do another strategic change, and then I will tell you why later. Advertisement was no longer profitable for Facebook. I mean, Facebook did changes in its viral channels, and it was very difficult to grow. And advertisement gives you money, but not a lot, no? So we decided to switch to free-to-play games. Free-to-play games are games like, as the name says, playing is free, but they have some options in the game that you can pay for. So you don't depend on advertising anymore, and they have much higher average revenue per user. So here the learning was you need to adapt to the market changes very fast. The market will change. The company that you will create, the first idea that you have can change a lot during the years. No? So you need to adapt fast and to foresee the changes. No? And also it was the first time that we introduced analytics in our games. It's very important in games, and I think also in any kind of web application, to know what's happening and to track everything. In the casual games, some of them worked and some of them didn't work, but we didn't know why. So try to have good analytics and track everything. Then another important point of our company was the first investment round. This happened in 2011, and it was by Nauta Capital. Basically, we realized that, well, we learned more things also here. One is that growing usually needs marketing. Unless you have a lot of luck or you have a very viral application, the application will not grow by itself. So you need money to invest in marketing, and users are really expensive. And these costs goes up every day, no? And you need to know when you need money. And if you need money, you need to get it, because if not, you will die. In fact, if we didn't reach this Nauta investment, probably we will not be here today. So more changes. Like 2 years ago, Facebook users start to go down. Facebook users, I mean Facebook users using Facebook from a computer. And at the same time, mobile devices and tablets were growing, no? So again, as Facebook was going down, our game started losing users, and we had to be very quick to create our mobile application of the game, launch it, and continue living, no? No new learnings here, but it's the same. Adapt fast and be with the market. So some advices, summarizing everything. First is start with something very simple and very fast. Second is iterate and transform until you reach what the right product, no? So what the user wants, what the user needs, what the user wants to pay for. You don't know it, and probably if you ask the user what he needs, he will tell something that it's not true. So you need to try it and test it and find it out. Also have a clear business model from the beginning. In a company you need money, you need to make money. It's not enough on having users, unless you are Twitter, no? But probably here in Spain it's better to make money. Also be ready for failure. It's for sure that you will fail, but you need to recover fast and try new things. And finally, you must know that you will work a lot, but the most different thing is that your brain will be 24 hours, 7 days a week thinking on your company. I'm in the shower and I'm thinking on the dragons. So you cannot avoid it. So let's talk a bit about technology, because you are developers and you like technology. Some advice is also for startups. In startups, I would repeat, you need to go fast, you need to find the success. So focus on technologies that allows you to go faster. I saw your projects and you use Heroku, for example. It's a very good example of having something running very quick. Don't get obsessed with quality. This is a bit problematic, maybe, this sentence. But I like quality, I like testing, I like test-driven development. But in a startup or in a project that you don't even know if it will work, try to find the balance, no, between quality and speed. Reuse as much as possible, AWS, Google App Engine, Heroku, like you did. Don't worry about depending on other companies. There's people that don't like having their servers in Amazon, relying on Google. You don't care. You care about making money. When you make money, and maybe when you are as big as Google, maybe then you would want to have everything in your house, no? But I can tell you that if Amazon disappears, Social Point will disappear. So don't worry. And also think on scalability from the beginning, but also don't get obsessed. I mean, if your project fails and you run out of time and you close your company, you will hate having invested a lot of time on scalability, on testing, on everything. Focus on the product and having something fast. I wanted also to talk about developers. I had the opportunity of knowing a lot of them in Social Point, and I can give you some advices. A good developer, well, some advices. Focus on the foundation, okay? The foundation for me is things that will never change. Object-oriented programming, problem solving, architecture. Don't focus by specific technologies, because these technologies will change a lot. And also there is not, the perfect technology just does not exist. In Social Point, we use like 5 different kinds of databases. There's not a perfect database for everyone, for everything. And learn to get things done. This is very difficult. You can iterate a lot on your project, and it will never be perfect. You must know when you must say, here I close and here I deliver the product. Well, this is an image about over-architecturing, no? This is a good bike, this is not a good bike. What's like being a developer in a company? It's the same, but in a company there are 2 differences. First, you work to meet company goals, so your responsibility is not to code, it's to get things done with a standard quality, obviously. And second, you work in a team. And working in a team is difficult. And as the team gets bigger, it's more difficult. The main problem in companies is communication, and I will repeat this sometimes in this presentation. So communicate a lot and communicate with precision. Also, be positive and constructive. In a company, problems appear, but try always to be positive, because only one negative person in a team can make things very, very difficult. No? Teamwork with everyone. Usually, when there are a lot of teams in a company, you behave a lot very good with your team, but sometimes there are conflicts between teams. Your team is not a company. Everybody works for the same objective. And finally, learn to estimate. This is very difficult, but in a company, things go better if the people knows when things will be done. How to grow a company? I think the number one is the most important, is hire the best people. If you have good people or people that fit your needs below you, things are very easy. If you have somebody that you cannot trust him or that you don't work well with him, it's difficult. So hire the best people, and if it's possible, hire people better than you, because they will be able to solve problems that you cannot. Also grow on every individual. People join your company, but if you help him to improve, it will be very good for him and for the company. But sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes there's somebody that just doesn't fit in the company. It's not something bad. So you must learn when it's the point and learn to dismiss. And this doesn't have to be a horrible thing. It's just these people in this company does not fit. There's no more problem than that. Focus on delegating. When you have people below you, you must focus on everyone having work. No? If you are busy and there's somebody on your team that is not busy, this means that you are not delegating enough. And finally, learn to manage people. This is very difficult. This is a joke I imagine. Imagine that computers were humans, no? Because you are developers, you work with computers, and computers are perfect. So imagine you write a script, so imagine the computer is a human, you type the enter key, and the computer says, this is not my responsibility, or why should I do this, no? Or it says, now I'm doing another thing, now I will not do this. It will be very, very difficult to develop with this kind of computers, no? Or it says okay, but then he forgets. Or it says okay, and then he does a different thing. Or it says okay, and he does it. This is very strange. So, obviously I know that computers are not humans. The main difference is that computers receive orders, and humans do not work with orders. Humans need goals, they need motivation, they need to have fun, they need challenges, they need progression, appreciation. So as a manager, you want to meet all these things for all your people, and you will have a motivated team, productive team, and long-term team. And remember, communication always. And finally, I want to tell you good news. You did a very good choice learning to code, and just two reasons. No? First is everything is being replaced by machines, by computers, by applications. So you want to be the guy that can code these machines. You don't want to be the guy that gets replaced by machines. No? And second, you can make a lot of money. Internet applications can scale very fast and can be very profitable. And the craziest example, I think, is WhatsApp. This is not our game, but I hope never your girlfriend gets replaced by an application. That's all. Thank you.
So, good time to ask for questions. Congratulations, first of all, for the talk. I mean, it was amazing, so congratulations for the time, and thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Questions here, our students. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. Ricard, I saw in your face. No, yeah? First, then Elena.
What technologies are you using to develop the apps?
We use a lot of technologies. We have summarizing a lot. Our backend is mainly PHP with the Symfony 2 framework. We use also Python in some places. We use Erlang also, a language that is very good for parallel things. And in the client side, we have native C++ applications for 2D, and now we are doing also 3D games in Unity.
You said that we should not worry about quality, that we should just do the things fast and make them work. But I mean, I think that quality is important. So I don't know, which methodologies do you use to make your products fast or that kind of things?
I think quality is important, obviously. For example, a good practice is try to identify your core parts that will never change. And these parts must be very good and must be very covered with testing and everything. But I have seen a lot of times, for example, we have closed full games that has been developed during half a year. And then you think, oh, I have been doing a very complex architecture, over-engineering, thinking a lot in expansion, and now this is not used at all. No? So this is what I wanted to say. Quality, but don't get obsessed. No? Try to find a balance.
Hi, Mark. Congratulations for the presentation. It was brutal. My question is not about coding. It's about how long did it take since you began until you get the first euro from revenues?
I joined the company 2 years after it was founded, or 1 year and a half after. I think the first money came quick, like after 1 year. No? Public stars made money, but it was not profitable. So yeah, like 1 year.
You said in your presentation, hire the best. Hire the best developers, hire people better than you. What is your budget to pay? What is your budget? What's your salary you would be able to pay for a really good developer?
We can do an interview and I will tell you. No, I can tell that I think we pay a bit over the average of the Barcelona salaries. We don't pay, but.
Okay, hi Mark, this is Pedro. And you said you were working in another company. I mean, I suppose you get a good salary. Why did you make the decision to quit the job and join Social Point at the point you didn't get money?
Yeah, well, I feel I am an entrepreneur, although I didn't found a company. No? And yeah, I had the opportunity and I took it. I mean, since the first day after getting my computer science title, I want to create a company, but you cannot just go quick, look for an idea and create it. Sometimes it just came, no? So it was not my foundation, my founding, but I thought it was a project with a lot of opportunity and I took it.
Hi Mark, and thank you for your insights into moving from a startup to a real company. And I tried to picture how it was at the very beginning, when how many developers were at the moment, and how did you manage to manage with with con tan poca gente. Everything, the servers, the coding, the art for the games, and so. And then after you raise the money, how the technical team felt about the most part of that money were going to marketing stuff and so.
First question: how do we deal with so little people? No? Well. I think the smallest team we were just three developers. That was me and my two partners, and one artist. So the 3 developers did everything related on technical and also everything not technical. No? So I don't know, company-related things and that. And it's fun, you know. When you are only 4 people, it's everything very easy. You go fast. You don't need to be all the day meeting and communicating. I don't know. You just focus on what's important, and obviously you cannot do as much as if you are a very big team. And how the people felt about the money going to marketing.
Yeah, the marketing was expensive and not getting more resources for technical.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we also did this. No? I mean, when we got the money, I think we were 50 people. And the next year, we were like 140 people. So we grew the team, but marketing wasn't.
You were smaller. You raised that money.
Sorry?
I thought that you were
no.
a smaller team when you get the money.
We were like 50 people.
Great. So we're Mark again. Thank you so much. Thank you to the team Social Point to letting me you here. And to finish, so now we have time to have some networking here, ask two questions. Sorry for the people on streaming. It's impossible for now. But look a lot in our website. We have the newsletter, so you should subscribe there. We have a lot of open house where you can ask us questions on Hangout, and all the things about us. So thank you so much as well to all the team of IronHack. I mean, we are more people working in Madrid, some of them in Miami, and thank you so much to all the team that made that possible from the beginning. Thank you so much to the people of Agora News, our media sponsors that made possible that streaming, to the mob, and for sure to all of you to being here, and finally to our guys now, because that's possible thanks to you. And see you in 15 days. We start our next bootcamp, and see you in probably 10 weeks more in the next hack show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.